They dragged her through the dust of a dying world, a symbol of rebellion, chained and beaten, her alien skin cracked and her eyes defiant. The executioner's wheel loomed ahead, a grotesque machine designed for public death, its blades gleaming under the harsh twin suns. Spectators jeered, nobles smirked, and warlords watched with cold satisfaction. No one dared stop it. No one cared. Until the human stepped forward. He wasn't armed. He wasn't from her world. And he wasn't supposed to be there. But he walked into the plaza anyway, through the guards, through the fear, through the silence that followed his impossible calm. Tattoos marked his arms, old military ones. His eyes locked on hers like he knew her, like she mattered. And then, in front of everyone, he shattered the executioner's wheel. The crowd screamed. The warlord stood. Soldiers drew weapons. But the human didn't flinch. He had come for her, and nothing would stop him. The planet Viral 6 was no stranger to violence. Its arenas were soaked in blood, and its justice system was built on public punishment. Slaves, rebels, and criminals all found their end beneath the twin suns, and the executioner's wheel was their final stage. Xerix, the last of the Solari matrons, stood accused of sedition. In truth, she had begged for peace. Her kind were healers once. Now, they were hunted. She was the last, captured after weeks of resistance in the mountains. Her sentence was death, brutal and public. They paraded her through the capital with iron shackles digging into her wrists. Her once silver hair was matted with blood, and her robes were in tatters. But her eyes held fury. She would not kneel. The executioner's wheel was being prepared as she was dragged to the center of the plaza. It was a monstrous thing, rotating blades, burning chains, and a mechanism designed not just to kill, but to destroy. A lesson for others. Noble aliens gathered in viewing balconies. The High Warden sat upon a throne of bone, surrounded by warlords from across the sector. Music played. Drums pounded. The crowd roared for death. Then something changed. A hush spread like wind through the gathered masses. A figure stepped from the crowd, not part of the guards, not wearing the local colors. Human. The guards raised weapons, but he didn't stop. He walked straight toward the wheel, his boots echoing in the stone square. Tall, broad-shouldered, with scars that told a history no one asked for. His face unreadable. A long coat wrapped around his frame, worn from use, dust-covered. "Halt!" a guard shouted. The human didn't. Xerix lifted her head. Something stirred within her. She didn't know why. She didn't know him. But she saw the way he moved, like a man with purpose. "I said halt," another barked. The human finally paused, looked around at the guards. "She goes free," he said. Laughter exploded. The crowd found it funny. The High Warden even leaned forward, intrigued. "And who are you, human?" The warden called from above. He looked up. "Just someone who remembers when we used to save people." The guards moved in. The human moved faster. In a flash, one guard was on the ground, groaning. Another's weapon clattered away, followed by a bone-shattering kick. He weaved through them like smoke, hitting with precision, not excess. He didn't kill, but they stayed down. Now the executioner stood by the wheel, stunned. The human reached it, examined its mechanics. Then, without warning, he drove a heavy boot into its axle. It cracked. Then again. Then he pulled a magnetic tool from his coat and shoved it into the heart of the wheel. Sparks flew. Metal screamed. The great executioner's wheel fell apart in front of the world. Xerix stared in shock. No one had ever defied the system like this. "What are you doing?" she whispered. He knelt beside her, breaking her chains with a press of his tool. "Finishing something we started a long time ago." She looked into his face. "I don't know you." He smiled faintly. "But I know what you are. And you don't deserve to die here." Blasters fired. They ran. Through narrow alleys, under old towers, into ruins older than either of them. He led her like he had memorized the city. Drones searched overhead. Soldiers poured into the streets. "They won't stop," she said. "They don't have to," he said. "We just need time." They reached an old elevator shaft beneath a collapsed dome. He tapped a code. The platform buzzed to life. "Who are you?" Xerix asked. He hesitated. "Corinvale. Special Recon. Human Union." Her eyes widened. "But, the Union left us. Years ago." He nodded. "We didn't forget. Some of us kept watching." The platform rose, revealing a hidden hangar. A stealth ship blinked to life, cloaked by interference fields. He helped her inside. As the ship took off, alarms blared across the city. Corin sat at the controls, glancing at her. They made a mistake, making a martyr out of you. Xerix, still breathing hard, leaned back. Why me? Because you didn't kneel. And because some of us are done watching. They jumped to FTL. Behind them, Viral, 6 burned with the embers of a new rebellion. And ahead, a war waited to begin.